Da 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 da. Yo, what's up, mom? It's your boy, Lutard, aka Kuudere, and today I've got something different for you. There's no gameplay. Well, okay, there is gameplay, but ignore that for a minute. Let me get myself on the screen. Okay, there we go. So, first off, I wanted to go ahead and introduce you to this little concept that I came up with. It was a little shower thought that happened in the middle of nowhere, and I've wondered about it for a while now, if I should do it or not, and fuck it, we're gonna do it. You know, might as well. So, in these current days, right now, I've always wondered, could we tell the difference in between horror games, not only by their subgenre, like survival horror, psychological horror, but can we also tell the difference in between regions? Do we specify, well, not specify, do we have specific like techniques or culture that might be only found in one game from a specific region? So basically I'm asking, can we tell the difference in between a horror game made from fucking Russia to America of Canada, from Canada to the EU? Can we tell the differences of where a game is made without talking about things like setting or the language? Can we actually find little tiny like differences on how maybe the game is handled differently? Like maybe, let's say in America we focus more on jump scares, whereas maybe a Japanese horror will have more like tension and suspense. I want to see if we can try to find the differences in between that, and if they exist, can we actually tell the difference in between horror games from different locations? So, of course, to do this, we're going to be playing horror games from everywhere around the globe, and I came up with this idea that I might as well do. So, we're going to be taking a trip around the world. I know we can't do that right now. Well, we can, but you know, there's the Rona. But I have a better idea. Let's just go on a virtual trip, and we're going to be going to 3 different destinations, and then we're going to do 3 different games from those 3 destinations. We're going to be trying to get one big indie, well, not big indie, one AAA game from there. We might not be able to get that from every location, and we're also going to be trying to get one indie game from each location. That should be possible. Should be. So basically, the plan here is first we're going to go to a location, do 3 games, and then move on to the next location. I'm going to be doing this just like a full playthrough of the game, so it will take us time, obviously, to get through the 3 destinations, especially when we're talking about 3 different games and them being story-based games. They can be short. I don't care really how short or long they are. And if you have any recommendations that I should do, tell me, because I'm looking for also horror game classics that I haven't played, which there are some. Not a lot, but there are some I haven't never played. So we might as well, you know, play them on the channel and also experience them and see if we can tell the differences in between the classics and where they're from. Now, speaking of masterpieces, we're going to be going to the destination where I still haven't played one of the most well-known horror game classics out there. We're going to be heading to Japan, and we're going to be talking about Silent Hill 2. So I've never played it, and it's like one of the biggest games everybody wants to talk about. Everybody's in this state where they want another Silent Hill game, or they want a remaster. And I don't know what the fuck the hype is about. So we might as well play Silent Hill 2, right? Like, there's no other way around it. Everybody wants the classic game. Might as well get it. And I did little bit of research. Beside that, I'm going in blind, and it's that the remaster has in the collection, there's no fog, and then in the older one there's fog. From some people's, you know, comments, they say that they like the fog better than no fog, and they say it's part of the full experience. So I got the one with the fog. So when we play Silent Hill 2, we're going to be doing that. It'll have fog and everything. It's going to be the old graphics, well, older than the collection, you know what I mean. And then we're going to be doing another classic game, though this one's more well known in Japan than it is anywhere else in the world. We're going to be playing Sugunochi, which is a side-scroller horror game that's really well known. I don't know much about it either. And then the last one that we're going to be playing from Japan will be either Hanako or Haunting Ground, which, you know those games that are like really good, but like get buried because people just didn't play them, or the marketing was bad or something like that, and then they get buried and lost in time. and then people go back and actually finally play the game and figure out it's actually a good game. And then it's too late because no one bought it back then, and now it's not even on the list for people to get remastered because so many few people bought it in the past, and they're not going to create anything like a continuation or any sort. And now you're just stuck with a game that barely got copied, and every copy is being sold at like your life savings amount just to play the game. Yeah. It's one of those games that's Haunting Ground wrapped up in a bundle. I don't mind. I do, but I will do it. I really want to play that game. I want to, but I can feel my soul hurting from just like that price. The price. Even if you tell me there's an emulator, I'm gonna be like, You see, I still like the support idea of like, ooh, I'm supporting them while also, not because I'm using the emulator, but it's still money went their way. So it's like, please. God damn it. Anyways, after that, we're going to be going to Indonesia, and we're going to be doing Dread Out. I've played Dread Out one or two episodes way the fuck back, and we're going to probably start off again entirely, especially since I'll be editing it differently. And we're just going to hop right into Dread Out, which will be very similar to on the channel because I did Fatal Frame 1 and 2, but that's the one of them I have lined up. And since we're doing Dread Out, and I've started it on the channel technically, I have Dread Out 2 on here as well. I don't have many Indonesian horror games that I could find, so if you have any you want, put them down in the comments, and I'll gladly accept any. Another one was I'm going to butcher this name. Pamali Indonesian Folklore. It's another horror game. I've heard of it briefly, very briefly, not much. I know it's a really good game is what I've heard. So that's another one that we're going to be touching on in Indonesia. Like I said, if you know any game there, tell me, because I believe those are all indie. I don't know a AAA. If you know a AAA Indonesian horror game, tell me down in the comments and I'll gladly put it on the list. The next one we're going to be heading over to is the European Union. I'm not going to lie to you. The reason why I'm leaving this very open-ended and not saying a specific location for this one, like Japan or Indonesia, is because I wanted it to be very open, because I didn't want to select one, because the problem with that is there aren't that many big developers in each one of them from what I know of. If you know some, tell me and I'll gladly select one. But the main reason I'm leaving it open-ended so I don't end up stuck in a singular place. For example, what's an example? Frictional Games is from Sweden, right? Yeah. So that's all the Amnesias in Soma, right? Soma's the one I have on this list that I wanted to do. But you get the point. The point is I didn't want to do only games from a single developer, because there are not a lot of developers that do horror, or in that specific area that do horror, you know what I mean? So I wanted to have an opener? Yes, a broader search for that one. I'm thinking Soma. I'm thinking Song of Horror, which is more Spain. Or we do Dark Pictures, the anthology, which obviously is Man of Medan, Little Hope, and House of Ashes. I could play all three or just one of them. I haven't seen anything on Houses of Ashes. English is hard, god damn it. The other two I've seen parts of. I don't remember them well, but I've seen parts of them, and I've never seen the ending. And I haven't played them, but I've seen parts of them, if you get what I'm saying by that. And then the other one that I was thinking was Made of Skier, which I already have. I think I've played the game a minute in. I just never actually played it. I loaded it and it was like, do I actually feel like playing this right now? Nah, I'll put it off. So those are all of them that I have in mind. Like I said before, if you have any that you want to swap out, or you're like, ooh, this is a better known classic from here, because I know big classics that are worldwide classic horror games. I know classic American-esque games, right? A little bit. But I don't know horror game classics from everywhere. Some sneak by the radar. Like Suganochi was very specific to It's more Japanese because of the language barrier. If there are any of those that happen here, like Indonesian or anything, tell me. I would gladly play them. I don't care if they don't have a dub for the language. All I need is subtitles and a way to read, and I'm fine. As long as I can read the menu screen to some degree, I'll be okay. That's all I need. I don't care if I'm listening to it's just it in the original language at all. And those are that's the whole concept, really. I wanted to take us on a little trip. We're gonna be visiting 3 locations, and then I'll probably end up doing this again, and we'll try to visit 3 more locations. And I think that's what we're going to do. I have other games lined up from other locations. Like I already have, I believe. I know the Medium is from Canada. I had White Day Labyrinth from Korea. And there's obviously a massive ton more. I have no idea. So like I said before, give me all, just give me locations and games, and boom. I'm mainly focusing on where the game is developed. So that's the main thing, is where the game is developed, and boom, shipped off. And that's the one I'm sticking with when we talk regions. And I think that's the whole concept. This will be a rather, I think, cool little thing that I'm going to be doing. This will probably come out around the holidays. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. Anyways, that's the plan, is that we're going to start, and we're going to be starting in Japan, like I said before. Silent Hill 2 will be the first one up, and then Sugunochi, and then deciding between Hanako or Haunting Ground. You guys can help me decide in the comments. And then we'll be going to Indonesia. It'll be Dread Out 2, and Pamali. And then we're going to EU, Made of Skier, and then I'll be deciding, or you guys as well with me, either Song of Horror, or we play one of the Dark Pictures anthologies, or all 3, which would make this even longer of a process. Though I believe they're really short, and if I do that, I might stream them or something, because since I also know they're multiplayer games, just throw in with, I don't know, like a friend or something, Portable Nope, or just collab with anyone really. And then I was thinking Soma, because I know a bit about Soma, but I've never actually finished the game, and I've heard it's great. I remember, I think the first hour of the game is what I know. And after that, I dipped out. And I might also, in the middle of this, give little tiny brief little multiplayer games or demos that I will be playing. But I'm going to try to keep it mainly consistent. Silent Hill, like da 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 boom, it's over. Da 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 boom, Sugunochi, da 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 boom, Hanako, Haunting Ground. I don't know about Sugunochi, how it works exactly, because I know it's a side scroller, and I believe they said it gets scarier the more you play it. So it's like a loop almost like how what was it, Hello Neighbor and things like that. The game learns or tries to scare you more. So if that means I have to play it a couple times, like 3 or 4 times, 5, 10, I don't really care. I'll do that. If that's the case, I will definitely change the way that gets uploaded. I don't know how exactly, but we'll see when we get there. And I think that's pretty much it. That's the whole concept, is that I want to take you guys on a trip around the world. We're going to see if we can see the difference in between horror games from different regions of the world. Other than that, I hope you guys are packing your bags, getting ready for the ride. And I'll catch you homies next low time with some Silent Hill, baby.
Hey, fuck this scene. Fuck the whole world trying to step on my dreams. Heard you talk shit, now you fucking with me. Reaper, that seal couldn't contain the beast. 10-tail bomb, I'm Ginger a key. Fuck your whole team, they all fell with ease. I'm a black cyclone, run through the trees. I will rain death, just fall to your knees. Hit your knee.